All right. Hey everyone, very good morning. So yesterday we covered this roll-up summary trigger on account object. We will continue working on that object. So today we will add the update case and delete case on that trigger first. Okay, so let me open the same trigger. What was the name? It was roll-up trigger, right? Yeah, it was a roll-up trigger. And let's say that we want to go ahead with the third approach. Okay, whichever you want to choose, that is not a problem. And Prasad, I've gone through your approach as well. That will save us one query here for the account. We'll be able to get the account from the by creating an instance of it and having account, but then we'll have to query opportunities as well. Okay, so we will try that approach as well. Okay, but that will also, when we try to bulkify it, that will be pretty much similar to what we did in the bulkification.
Okay.
Okay, so let us use this approach 3, where I have created the map of ID and list of opportunity, because this also clears our doubt about how to create the uh, advanced map or list inside the map kind of thing. Okay, now when we'll have to write trigger for different scenarios, we have to use the context variables. So we can write something like this: if trigger dot is insert. Okay, so this and whatever we write inside this piece will only run when we do an insert. Okay, we also combine it with if trigger dot is after. So let's say if in a single trigger we have before insert as well and after insert as well, then and if you have separate things to do for before insert and separate things to do for after insert, then you can combine it like this. So if trigger is insert and if trigger is after trigger, then only do this piece of thing. Otherwise, it will check for other conditions. Okay. So we are doing just, we have to add the update part as well. So let us write for the update as well. If trigger dot is update and trigger dot is after. Okay, so if trigger is insert, then we need not to do anything new. We have already written the code. We will just loop inside it and put it here and save it. Because it was a newly created record, we need not to we just need to check that if opportunities account ID is not null, then add it. But if trigger is an update case, that means we have updated the opportunity, then we'll have to check couple of things. Okay, so for we'll have a loop on opportunity, and here we have to check if, obviously, first thing we will check if account ID is not null. And we'll have to check if opportunity dot current account ID is not equals to opportunity's prior value of account ID. Okay, because we only want to run this trigger when we change the account on that opportunity. If it is same account, then there is no need to do all the calculations, right? So here we'll have to compare the account ID value of that opportunity with the previous value of account ID of the same opportunity. Okay. So here we will write opportunity dot account ID is not equals to, here we'll have to get the prior value. So how do we get the prior value? We will get the prior value by trigger dot old map dot let's say get so trigger dot old map basically returns a map of opportunity where key will be opportunity ID and value will be the opportunity itself. Okay, so here on the key we will have to pass the opportunity ID and we will get the opportunity in return. So from that opportunity we will have to find the account ID. So we will have to find the account ID and save this. Guys, whenever you make mistakes here or you are not sure what we will get here, you just put a debug just before this line and you will be able to get what you are able to retrieve. Okay, so don't take load of making mistakes. I have already done this in past, so I will be able to do it. But for new people, the best way is put a system.debug and just check what you are getting in the trigger.old map. You want to see, right? So just put a debug here and you will be able to get this map, trigger.old map. Okay. So you will get this map. You try to see what you are getting in this map, and based on that, you can, add additional lines later on. What we did here is that for the update case, we are checking if opportunities account ID is not null and if opportunities account ID's current value is not equals to same opportunities account value in the prior state, like prior value of account ID on the same opportunity. So here we are checking, we only want to run this whole trigger when we change the account ID on that opportunity. Otherwise, we need not to run this. So if it is following all the criteria, then only we will add it to the account ID set. Okay, so this is for the insert case, this is for the update case, and now we will have to write it for the delete case. So if I delete a particular opportunity, what should happen? If I delete an opportunity, then we will find the account associated with that opportunity, and then we will find all the associated opportunity with that account, and then just put the number. Ideally, this will just decrease a number by one because we have just deleted an opportunity, but we will do it organically by finding the related opportunity and then putting the number. So if we are deleting an opportunity, then we will write it like this. If trigger dot is delete, okay, then we will have a loop on opportunity again. Opportunity OPP, and here trigger dot new is not available on the delete context. Trigger on the delete operation, trigger dot new is not available. On the delete we only have trigger dot old, so we will use trigger dot old. And again here we can check if OPP dot account ID is not equals to, let's say, blank, then only you put the value in the account ID set. If it is blank, like we are deleting an opportunity which is blank, then there is no point of adding it on the account ID set because that will not make any difference in the result. So if it is delete, then you are going to write it like this. Okay. Let's put after as well because I want to do this after the deletion. And this whole syntax is after, but if there will be before as well, then you will have many things inside the code. Now your code is perfectly fine, but the only thing is that there is so many things written in the trigger. So first we need to understand why we use handler classes. We use handler classes so that we can make our trigger look better. Yes, Harshit, go ahead.
Sir, like one query, why are we using is after? Maybe like if we put trigger dot is insert or trigger dot is update in a single if condition.
Mm-hmm.
So will it be a
Yes,
wrong approach?
we can 100% do that, and there is no need to put is after. Why I have written it just to tell or show everybody that if in a trigger we have before as well as after, then how we'll have to
Represent.
structuralize it. Okay. Yes, in this case, we can club insert and update as well. It's just that if it is insert, then we have to only check it is null, and if it is update, then we'll have to check the prior value as well. That's it, and we can combine it, of course, and in a ideal case we'll obviously combine it and make it a better code. Okay, but for the simplicity purpose, I want everybody to be aware that in an interview when you write code, you'll have to focus more on writing a clean code rather than writing an advanced code. So make sure that you write a clean code and explain that code to interviewer as well. Obviously, this is just to demonstrate. If you have before as well in the same trigger, then you'll have to have is insert is after for one if block, and then for before as well there will be other block.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Mudit is asking line 52, we have to add all accounts as well in the list, right? As we will have to decrease the count. See, for the line 52, what I'm doing is that if I'm updating an opportunity and if I'm updating the account of that opportunity, in that case, I will add that account. Now, once we get add that account, we have all these account query and associated accounts opportunity query, and then we are already creating a map. So even if we, let's say, change the account, okay, it will come here and create a map of it. So it will again get the account ID versus list of opportunity anyway. So we need not to do that logic like we will reduce number one, we will increase number one. No, we will go it by creating a map so that every time we add or remove or do whatever, we will do it via a map so that numbers will already always be right. We don't want to do it by adding a number or removing a number. That will not be a very good approach. Okay, we are creating a map here just to find out that how many opportunities are associated with that account. Okay, and why we added this account? Because for this account, the associated opportunity account got changed. That is why we have added this account now, because now there is a new account on this opportunity list. So we'll have to update that as well, right? So that is why we have done that. Few people who are beginners try to do it by adding a number or removing a number. Let's say we have created an opportunity which has an account, so they in the overall counter they will go to account and then they will increase the overall counter by one. That is not a very good approach, because first at that will not be a very bulkified approach. That is a narrow approach to think about it. And sometimes there will be global users who will be working on the same applications all over the globe, right? So we cannot think of it as a point that only one user will be doing a particular thing so that we just went there and added one there. No, we will have to make it bulkified code. And this, by creating a map, we will make it bulkified. Okay. So try this on your own. See if it is working for insert case, update case, and delete case. Yes, Mudit, go ahead.
Yes, Mohit. Sorry, I think I'm missing something here. We are
Mm-hmm.
in line 52. We are adding ACC. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
in line 52, we are adding the new account ID in ACC IDs. And on the basis of this ID, we are fetching the account in the bottom. A list of account, ACC list we are creating, right?
Correct.
So if I'm updating an opportunity with a new account,
Mm-hmm.
there is an opportunity which is currently not in sync with the count here, because the old account
Mm-hmm.
will have to be decreased by the will have to reevaluate its count of opportunity.
Okay, so you
And
are trying to say that the previous account ID, this account ID, I should also put somewhere like this,
yes, this one,
this
the old map one.
and reduce the number.
Not reduce the number, it will be added in the ACC
Yeah, it
ID,
will
so
be
it will
added. So
go in the bottom.
it will automatically be fetched, right?
Right.
Okay. That is not a bad suggestion. So the account ID which we changed, we are just adding the new account ID. If we also add the previous account ID, like this one,
Correct. Because with this approach, I guess the previous account ID will have a false count of opportunity.
that we can do. Hmm. Okay. Now both the accounts will go there, and for one it will increase the number, for other it will decrease the number by obviously going through the map. Yeah, that should be a better, that should be a good thing to add. Otherwise, for the old opportunity, it might reflect a wrong number, right?
Yes,
Like
that's
old account associated. Yep. Yeah, this should be good. This should be good. This should not be any issue. Okay, now what I want from you guys is to try this on your own and see if it is actually doing the right population of numbers in your own dev org. Okay, see, there are a lot of variants we get on this roll-up summary trigger because now the straightforward roll-up summary trigger has become very predictable, right? Because everybody, the moment you say roll-up summary, they'll start writing. So to trick the candidates, now they are using the variants of roll-up summary. Sometimes instead of number, they want the addition of amount. Sometimes they want the average of amount. So and for addition, we will use max as a aggregate variable. For average, we will use amount divide by number of records. We will be able to get the average. So we have to just understand that it is just a variation of roll-up summary trigger. Wherever we'll have to have a functionality like roll-up summary, then it's just a variant of a roll-up summary trigger. We have to somewhere or the other have to use aggregate query to get it. Here it is number, so we were able to do it via the map as well. But let's say if it is about the addition of amounts, then we will have to use the aggregate query and use the operator here, max operator, min operator, whatever, sum operator, whatever we want to, but we'll have to use it right here. Now, this is the straightforward trigger approach where we have written everything on trigger. But we will have so many things we will be doing on opportunity. This is not the only thing we will be doing on opportunity. There will be different use cases, there will be different scenarios, and there will be different piece of code we will be writing. After a couple of months, there will be so many things which you have to do when you insert an opportunity. Okay, there will be, let's say you have to update account, you have to update contract, you have to update code, you have to upload cases. So how many lines you will written here, it will always be very confusing. Okay, and your code will become unmanageable day by day. Okay, so in that case, we write trigger in a way that we do not perform much logic inside the trigger. We do not write much code inside the trigger. We move that code to the handler classes. And then those handler classes can further call the helper classes. And by that way, we will not only make reusable code, we will also make it manageable as well. Okay. So that's what we will be trying to do. Okay. All right. So if I will write it like this, if trigger dot is insert and trigger dot is after, then let's create an Apex class, call it opportunity handler. Okay, we already have an opportunity handler. So let's open that. Okay, whatever code is written, we are not going to change it. What we will write is public static void, and let's call it after insert handler. Okay. Similarly, is that mandatory to make handler and for both classes, or we can use, yeah, you can use only handler as well. See, we will see why we again need helper we already when we already have a handler class. Okay, it basically improves your readable, it basically improves your reusability. If we have same piece of code running for after insert and after update, then we need not to have same piece of running for the both method. Then in that case we can have a helper method or any other method inside the handler class itself and use that. Okay, public static void, and this will be after update handler. Okay, now you guys just need to give me 5 minutes. I will be coming back. All right, guys, I'm back. Okay, so we have written two handler method. Let me write for delete as well. Okay, now,
Your screen is not
oh, sorry,
visible.
sorry, sorry, sorry. Let me share it. Okay, so we have written these three handler methods after insert handler, after update handler, and after delete handler. Okay, from trigger, if it is insert and if it is after, then we will be calling the after insert handler. Okay, so dot after insert handler. And what do we need to pass in this method? Okay, this is after insert, so we will be passing the trigger dot new. And are we using trigger dot new map? I don't think we're using anywhere trigger dot new map. So I think just trigger dot new will be sufficient. And what is trigger dot new? Trigger dot new is the list of opportunities, right, which we are inserting. So trigger dot new will take one input parameter, which will be list of opportunity. We can name it OPP list. And now try to save it. Okay. So what we are doing, if trigger is insert and if trigger is after, then we are calling this class and the method, and all the further processing we will be doing here. Like what we did here, we created a set, right? We created a set of ID, called it account IDs, right? And call it new set of ID. And then here we had a loop on opportunity where we were using trigger.new, right? We were doing that, right? We were checking all these things. We can copy it. We can paste it here. The only difference is that now your loop will not be on trigger.new. Instead, it will be on opportunity list. And save it. So now you understand whatever you were doing on that trigger directly, you will have to do it here in this method. Okay. What was the next thing you were doing? You were doing this. I'll copy everything because almost everything will remain same. Let me try to see if we are closing it correctly. Yeah, that sounds okay. Okay, so this is just for the insert case. Whatever we were doing on this trigger, now we can just do on this method, and our trigger will only have this line. Same will be for insert and after, sorry, same will be for the update case. Why we have written, yeah, okay. Same will be for the update case, same will be for the delete case, and then our trigger will only have these three blocks, these three if blocks. That's it. We'll not have any additional code in our trigger. We will move that additional code to our handler classes. Now, this is the piece which we will have common for every method, right? So there is no point of writing that common thing in each method again and again. We can move this thing to another method, and from there we can get the values to update in return or whatever. We can make it more, we can make it better. Okay. But we will make it better after completing the process. So this is for the after inserts. Now let's do it for the after update as well. Similarly, we will copy this, and if it is update after update handler. And in the update, we are not only passing trigger.new, but also we were using the trigger.old map, right? We were using trigger.old map to compare the new value with the old value. So we will have to pass trigger.old map as well. And what is trigger.old map? Trigger.old map is a map of opportunity where on the key side we have opportunity ID and on the value side we have that opportunity. Okay, so let's structurize our method first. It will take list of opportunity. Let's call it OPP list. And it will also take a map on ID. On the key side, we'll have opportunity ID, and on value, we will have opportunity. Call it for OPP map and save it. Okay, so now we have a valid input. Now what we need to do is, again, we will get it like this. We will copy this piece from here. Whatever lines we are rewriting, we will be optimizing that later. So don't worry about it. Now, what we need to do here is that we need to copy this piece and put it here and just change the variable name. So instead of trigger.new, we will have to use opportunity list. And instead of trigger.old map, we will have to use OPP map. We will have to remove this one. Okay. All right. And then rest of the thing will remain common. Common as in whatever we did here will remain common for this method as well. Okay. Perfect. So for insert and for update, we were able to move our code. Let's do it for delete. In delete, what we are using, we are just using trigger.old. Okay. So we will call the if trigger is delete and after, right? Is delete and is after, then we will call it after delete handler, and we will be passing trigger dot old. Now this will give us error because here trigger dot Here our method is not taking what is trigger.old. Trigger.old is nothing but the list of opportunities, the prior values. Opportunity list. Okay, and then this will be same. Now, what we need to do, what we are doing in the trigger.old, we are just passing this. So copy this piece, put it here, replace the trigger.old with opportunity list, save it. Okay, where is the count ID? Okay, we have not created the set of ID, call it account IDs, new. Okay, let's save it. Okay, now let's clean our trigger. Even for the delete case, this thing will remain same. So okay, let's save this and let's clean our trigger now. There is no need for any of this. This will be our trigger, and there is no need for this line as well. This will be our trigger this will be our trigger, and we will not have any logic to execute in the trigger. All the logic execution part we have moved to our handler class. Okay, there is a lot to improve in the handler class, and we will do it one by one, but we have moved the logic part or execution part from trigger to our handler class. Okay, when we do this, even if let's say we'll have to, even let's say on the insert of an opportunity, we have to update a contract. In that case, we will have another class for contract handler, and then whatever, if it is after, if it is before, we will call the particular method. So your trigger will look very clean, your trigger will look readable, your trigger will not have any logic execution which we need to change. You will just have to add the call, the method name and class name on your trigger, and whatever execution you have to perform will be performed on that class. So when anybody will come to your code and will see, okay, what you are doing in opportunity, you will be able to tell them that, okay, we are calling this call, this class, and then there is something happening on opportunity. If it is on case as well, then there'll be different class and method. There'll be for different class and method for contract. There'll be different class for code. So we will make it a better readable, maintainable code. Okay. When we will learn the trigger framework, then you will see that even this part we can move out. We will just write the execute method here, okay, which we will use via interface, and we will move even this part into a handler class. There will be a generic handler which will be same for opportunity, account, code, contract, and then from there we will pass the object name, and based on the object name we will be creating the instance of that particular handler. That is something we will do when we complete the trigger framework later on. That will be on later stage. We will come back to the same trigger and we will even improve this further. Okay. And here On all three methods, we have this thing common. So we can further move this to another method and then call that method from all these three methods within. Okay, that is something I want to do, but right now, but I'm not feeling well, so I'll not be continuing this class. I want you guys to do this on your own. I will copy the code and will share it with you on WhatsApp chat, and I want every one of you to follow that. Okay. And I'll be leaving early today. I'm not just feeling well, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow over chat. Okay. Tomorrow,
Okay.
today on chat, and tomorrow we will have another trigger which was shared by Harshit. Okay, we will have that trigger.
Okay,
Thank you,
Mohit.
everyone. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Take care, Mohit.
Well,
Bye bye.